architected and designed by the Almighty.
Someone who is a Christian is someone who lives a life of Jesus Christ. And the life of Jesus Christ is a life of sacrifice.
Yes.
There is a lot of fake news and report circulating, especially on social media, on the coronavirus. Do not believe or partake in the spread of these fake reports. If it is not on the official website or news from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, disregard such report. Only together can we beat this virus. Only together can we overcome this pandemic. Follow the instructions and guidelines provided to combat this virus. Most importantly, stay at home. Self-isolate, regardless of your status. The virus doesn't move unless we move. Let us work together to better Nigeria.
Fight against corruption amplified. Court ratifies federal government's appointment of a liquidator for P&ID.
With my president, we are telling the unions not to carry out the action.
Federal government urges SANU and NASU not to proceed with planned strike, assures unions of efforts at resolutions. INEC begins consultations following demands for more polling units by states.
Those on us on the highways and at the motor parks to do daily surveillance.
Plus, Federal Road Safety Corps to arrest motorists who defy COVID-19 protocols. Good evening and thank you for joining us on NTA Network News tonight. I am Ian Ray John. Adiola Komi-Okere joins me from Lagos, while Fatima Hassan is in Makurdi. Welcome. The Federal High Court Abuja has ratified the appointment of a liquidator by the federal government acting through the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for Process and Industrial Developments Nigeria Limited, P&ID Nigeria, a company registered in Nigeria. Judiciary correspondent Vera Chumuba reports that the ex parte motion granted by the court was part of the efforts to execute the judgment of the court given on 19th of September 2019.
The liquidator is to help the federal government trace and secure all assets and property of P&ID Nigeria, which the court earlier ordered to be forfeited to the federal government after the firm's conviction in a judgment given in September 2019. Justice Inyang Eko, after listening to the counsel to the federal government, Balasanga, made an order ratifying the appointment of Messrs. Christy Maka of Lexifield Chambers, Abuja, as the liquidator of P&ID Nigeria. Justice Eko also noted that Process and Industrial Development Limited is a debtor to the federal government wherever it is found as at the 19th of September 2019. The court had, in its proceedings of September 2019, convicted P&ID and his affiliate in Nigeria on an 11-count charge filed by the EFCC over the firm's unlawful conduct in relation to the controversial gas supply project agreement, over which an arbitration tribunal that sat in London awarded damages estimated at about $9.6 billion. In another development, the Supreme Court dismissed 2 appeals filed by Senator Ifeanyi Ararume, asking the court to declare him the candidate of APC in the last by-election for Imo North Senatorial District. A 5-man panel of justices headed by Justice Amina Agui in 2 judgments affirmed the judgment of the Court of Appeal over a division. In Abuja, Vera Chumuba, NTA News.
And on education, the federal government is appealing to the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions, NASU, to call off the planned industrial action by their members, describing it as counterproductive as well as unlawful. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, announced the government's plea while briefing journalists after an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari on the development. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the minister also clears the air on the controversy surrounding the reappointment of Ahmed Idris as Accountant General of the Federation.
SANU and NASU have written their branches to commence a nationwide strike beginning midnight Friday over, amongst others, the federal government's handling of the integrated personnel and payroll information system sharing formula of the 40 billion naira and academic allowances and non-payment of arrears of the new minimum wage. But after deliberating on the matter with President Muhammadu Buhari, Labour and Employment Minister Dr. Chris Ngige told newsmen that steps have already been taken by the federal government towards addressing the cardinal issues raised by the unions and described the planned strike as not only uncalled for but also unlawful.
After conferring with my president, we are telling the unions not to carry out the action because that action will run counter to ILO statutes on social dialogue and principles at work, because the employers have listened, they have brought them to the table. So for SANU and NASU, we are imploring them not to carry out their threat, which they said would take effect from this midnight. More so, when the meeting adjourned at their own instance. And just this morning, I have received a letter from them giving us a new date for the continuation of the dialogue. They proposed a date of Thursday, 11th of February, and my office has communicated them back that will be ready for them at that time, because they needed, as they claim, they needed time to consult with their constituency and come back on the fresh issues that have cropped up from the discussion. It's a question of them giving government some time. I'm very optimistic that if they give us 3 months, the finance minister will do the needful.
Dr. Chris Ngige's discussion with the president also centered on the reappointment of Ahmed Idris as the Accountant General of the Federation.
For Mr. President, I've exercised his powers under Section 171 of 1999 Constitution as amended in reappointing Mr. Ahmed Idris with effect from June 25, 2019, not even today. So the man has a tenure of 4 years, which will, by efflution of time of appointment, lapse 2023 June.
It will be recalled that the Trade Union Congress and the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria had contacted the government demanding that Ahmed Idris should vacate his office, having clocked 60 years. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In other news, the Federal Character Commission has suspended its recruitment process as part of efforts to sustain harmonious relationship with its Board of Management and the Federal Commissioners. Kelvin Evonwaye reports.
The management of the Federal Character Commission and the commissioners have for some time been in disagreement over issues of operations involving recruitment and award of contracts. At a press briefing, the management stressed that all issues raised by the commissioners are being resolved and that the suspension of the recruitment process is part of moves to ensure that both the Board of Management and the commissioners are on the same page to deliver on the mandate of the commission for the benefits of Nigerians.
In the process of recruitment. So the procedures are there. So when the time comes to conclude that recruitment or to bring the recruitment on board, then those infractions that were noticed for which a cancellation was necessitated will be looked into. So that is why we say the process had to be followed.
The Federal Character Commission is the agency of government saddled with the responsibility of ensuring due process and equity in the recruitment and spread of employees in government ministries and organizations. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is building skills of young graduates that will work across the power sector value chain in line with local content development policy. Joshua Ojito reports that National Power Training Institute of Nigeria is driving the training with 85 graduates as the latest beneficiaries.
A very sensitive sector, but seen as all-comers affair, leading to death and fire outbreaks in most cases. This is the story of the nation's power sector. So, flushing out unprofessionals and bringing in professionals is a gradual process, and the federal government is fronting this cause, while the National Power Training Institute of Nigeria is the midwife. 85 graduates now set to offer professional practice in the 3 critical areas of generation, transmission, and distribution.
I can sell my knowledge, maybe with the solar installation, because we have been grounded fully with solar panel installation. I wish to contribute my quota in the Nigerian power sector in order to improve it, make it more efficient.
Governments of Ekiti, Bauchi and Kebbi states, as well as other players in the sector, supported the training.
The agreement between Nigeria and France, made possible by Mr. President, is to really develop vocational training. And by developing vocational training, that means that Mr. President's vision is to really build up skills.
Minister of State for Power, Godi J.D. Agba, says federal government is committed to building capacity of youth to enable the likes of Abiodun and many others realize their potential. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
Now, electric cars are referred to as the cars of the future. But in Nigeria, it is becoming the in thing. This follows its local assemblage and commercialization. Abdullah Muhammad reports that the cars are products of a union of the South Korean giant Hyundai, Stallion Nigeria, and the National Automotive Design and Development Council.
It's the car with the most recent technology introduced to the second city in Nigeria. What is most interesting about this car is that it relies on electricity to thrive, a departure from the popular ones using premium motor spirit or petrol. The brain behind it manufacture Hyundai by Stallion Nigeria, and making its assembly a reality in Nigeria, the marching orders by the federal government to its automotive regulatory agency.
We are implementing the NAIDP.
A ride by the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment says a lot about the car.
That is one of the best cars I've driven in a very, very long time. It's a very, very wonderful car to drive. It's very quiet, as you can imagine, because of the fact that it's an electric car.
At the end of the day, our objective is to support the private sector succeed and produce newer types of vehicles, which we have seen today.
Only 9 hours of electric charge is sufficient to enjoy more than 400 kilometers ride.
I think it's better than any car that you can get on the road, and it moves without any noise, no emissions. So, and since it is locally assembled here, all the local conditions have been taken care of regarding the roads, the shocking absorber system, and everything is taken care of.
Just like the manufacturers of the car described it, is a computer software on the move. And almost all it fixes can be done with a touch on a remote control. In Abuja, Abdullah Muhammad, NTA.
Interesting. Now looking at electoral matters, 25 states in the FCT are requesting the creation of additional 5,798 polling units from INEC to reduce voters' apathy. To this end, INEC has commenced consultative meetings with stakeholders, beginning with political parties. Mia Ogidi brings us more.
Not a rally, but a polling unit in Edo State. Not wailing, but waiting to vote. There is dreaded disease but no distance. This and more created the consciousness for the need for more polling units.
Many of them are located in conflict areas or in homes of political chieftains, and some in deep forests and shrines as well. It also manifests the crisis, in poor electoral services, such as late commencement of polls.
Figures from INEC 1999 to 2019. Polling units movement static. Voters registration increasing. Percentage of turnout dynamic. Time for solution. INEC and political parties sitting for a common cause. Out of the 5,798 polling units, Borno State is requesting for 1,235, Niger 1,042, while Bauchi State made the lowest with 2 only.
The Commission is of the firm belief that expanding voter access to polling units in Nigeria is crucial to voter turnout in elections. In the context of the COVID-19 pandemic, it is necessary to decongest polling units to minimize overcrowding. Unfortunately, the last time polling units were established was 25 years ago in 1996.
I am glad that this is a discussion paper and we're going to do justice to it.
Consultations with more groups expected to give birth to a new look in the polling unit chart of the political map in Nigeria. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari sends warm felicitations to Emir of Jamari, Alhaji Ahmadu Muhammadu Wabi III, on his 50th anniversary on the throne. The president congratulates the monarch for consistently promoting the values of peace and unity in his community and demonstrating maturity in leadership. President Buhari believes the wisdom, understanding, tolerance, foresight, and patience shown by the royal father sets him apart for commendation. He urges the highly respected traditional ruler to keep upholding the principles of goodwill, hospitality, and charity, and most importantly, his encouragement of citizens to place the fear of God, set for knowledge, and hard work above penchant for quick wealth acquisition. President Buhari prays for longer life and peaceful reign for the Emir of Jamari. Similarly, President Muhammadu Buhari heartily felicitates with Chief Simon Shango, the National President of National Elders Professionals and Stakeholders Forum, on his 75th birthday. In a statement, the President commends the elder statesman for advancing the cause of peaceful coexistence and ensuring healthy relationships among Nigerians, anchored on respect, love, and harmony. The president joins family, friends, and well-wishers of Chief Shango in praying for longer life for the detribalized national convener, Pro-Nigeria Elders Council, to continue to stand for the unity and progress of his fatherland. This is NTA Network News. Let's take some time out to bring you some messages. Just stay with us.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN#. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
Glow Unlimited.
Abuja, the evolution and development of a capital city is an instructive and incisive book that chronicles how the idea of a new federal capital territory was born and situates the vision of the founding fathers while capturing the key declarations, broadcasts, and physical planning activities. This must-read book highlights the policy thrust and major contributions of successive administrations to the development of Abuja on the period August 1998 to May 2019, as well as showcasing FCT tourism potentials and other landmarks. Join the author, Dr. Jumai Amadu, as this book is presented to the public on the 9th of February 2021, time 11 a.m. Venue, Executive Hall, Abuja International Conference Center. Special guests of honor, the Honorable Minister of the FCT, Malam Mohammed Musa Bello, and the Honorable Minister of State, FCT, Hajia Ramatu Tijani Aliu. Chairman of the occasion, Phillips Tanimu Aduda, Senator representing the FCT. Planning Committee, announcer.
We congratulate you for progress on your journey. Now, Nigeria's #1 choice of mothers have Molfix Air Dry. Thanks to its ultra absorbency and breathability, Molfix has the dryness all the mothers dream of. So the babies will not experience any rash. Babies are always comfortable. Mothers are too, because they don't need to worry about ventilation. Thanks to Molfix Air Dry, now babies and mothers enjoy the ultimate peace. Come and join the mothers who experience Molfix Air Dry.
Mommy is back!
Guess what's inside?
Chocolate. Biscuit.
Our new toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Why are we changing our toothpaste?
Because with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, I can be sure your teeth are cavity-free.
Cavity? What cavity?
Let me show you.
Most toothaches are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula locks natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavity.
It also has natural mint for minty fresh breath every day.
Mom, can I eat chocolates now?
As long as you brush with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection.
Colgate is the world's most chosen toothpaste.
Colgate locks calcium in.
Keeps cavities out!
Recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
His Royal Highness, the Emir of Jama'ari, Alhaji Dr. Ahmadu Muhammad Wabi III, OON, on behalf of the Emirates Council and the entire people of Jama'ari, cordially invite the general public to the celebration of his 50th anniversary as the Emir of Jama'ari. The Golden Jubilee is scheduled to hold under the chairmanship of His Eminence, Alhaji Dr. Muhammad Sa'ad Abubakar III, CFR, the Sultan of Sokoto. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Senator Bala Abdul Qadir Muhammad Kauram Bauchi, the Executive Governor of Bauchi State. Guests of honor, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Rilwanu Suleimanu Adamu, CFR, Emir of Bauchi and Chairman, Bauchi State Council of Emirs. His Royal Highness Emir of Katagum, His Royal Highness Emir of Misau, His Royal Highness Emir of Ningi, His Royal Highness Emir of Das. Other guests of honor include His Royal Highness Emir of Kano, His Royal Highness Emir of Dutse, as well as other traditional rulers, academics, and captains of industry. The event is scheduled to hold on Saturday, 6th February 2021 by 10 a.m. at the Emir's Palace, Jama'ari. Announcer, Planning Committee.
John, you can use our toilet now.
Ew! My mommy said I should always use a toilet that is cleaned with Hypo toilet cleaner. James will bite my bum bum.
John, what's the problem? Use Hypo Toilet Cleaner. Introducing the new and affordable Hypo Toilet Cleaner. Kills germs and deodorizes your toilet.
Arsenal will seek revenge against Aston Villa after their loss to their opponents at the Emirates Stadium last time out. Will they succeed, or will Villa do the double over the Gunners this season? Find out this Saturday when Aston Villa welcome Arsenal to Villa Park on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Babai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
Thank you for staying. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu has expressed worry over the frequent fire outbreaks in major markets across the territory, as she sympathizes with victims of the recent Gwarimpa Tipper Garage market fire incident that claimed one life. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, who visited the scene alongside the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the Federal Housing Authority, the FCT Director of Fire Service, Malam Sani Saidu, among others, called for upgrade of the market in line with global best practices.
Government will put heads together with all stakeholders to ensure that we're able to come to the rescue and support of affected victims of the inferno who lost their properties.
While conducting the minutes around the scene of the incidents, the Acting Director, FCT Fire Service, Sani Saidu, says although the officials responded immediately but could not gain access to the market due to bad road network, the FCT Minister of State emphasized that the administration will look at the real drawing of the territory to see how the market can be upgraded. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Similarly, the federal government has again distributed another round of relief materials to victims of communal crisis in the southern zone of Nasarawa State. National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons at the disbursement of the items says skills acquisition program for the IDPs will soon be launched across the country. Aliyu Tijani Muhammad reports.
These are victims of communal crisis across 3 local government areas of Awe, Doma and Kiana, which National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons put smiles on their faces. Each went home with food items and other relief materials to cushion their hardship. National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons said, in addition to the relief materials, the Commission, in partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria, will empower them with skills for self-reliance.
While also embarking on construction of massive housing units to resettle displaced persons, the housing project tagged IDP resettlement cities consists of 600 housing projects.
Member representing Awe, Doma, Kiana Federal Constituency at the National Assembly said the items came handy and will be distributed judiciously.
It is important for us to move swiftly to facilitate for those items to be distributed.
The lawmaker called for harmonious coexistence as federal government is committed to ensuring that all internally displaced persons return to their places of abode. From Kadarko in Nasarawa State, Aliyu Tijani Mohammed, NTA News.
In its efforts to achieve universal health coverage, Yobe State government has introduced free health access and services under the Contributory Healthcare Management Agency, targeting indigents in the society. The scheme, which commences an enrollment of 22,500 beneficiaries across the 17 council areas of the state, was also designed to reduce maternal and neonatal mortality rate in the state. Adamu Yusuf Ali has details.
Malam Umar, a 42-year-old physically challenged, his wife and child living at Angon Bulam Adamu of Naina Ward in Damaturu Metropolis, is among the 22,500 targeted beneficiaries under the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund of Yobe State Contributory Healthcare Management Agency. The commencement of the enrollment at Nainawa and Murfakalam primary healthcare centers in Damaturu over the next 3 years is aimed at reducing maternal mortality ratio from 576 to 400 per 100,000 live births.
Honorable Malabuni has fulfilled all the commitments both financially and technically, and the state have accessed the sum of 270 million naira for 2019 fiscal year from the federal government to implement the scheme in the state,
representing a 31% reduction towards attainment of global target. The Contributory Healthcare Management Agency, created in December 2019, has so far captured more than 180,000 public sector workers in the state. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf Ali, NTA News.
The Border Communities Development Agency has assured border communities in Nigeria of infrastructural provision and adequate security to boost international border business transaction. The Executive Secretary of the agency, Captain Junaid Abdullahi, stated this during his visit to a Meko border community in the Meko Afon local government area of Ogun State. Yemi Dalemo reports.
Kwafon is one of the Nigeria-Benin Republic border communities established in 1912 and named the headquarters of West African Frontier Districts due to its strategic location and gateway to Nigeria. However, the community is underdeveloped due to many years of neglect by previous administrations. To reverse this trend and boost international commercial activities at Imeko, which shares border with Benin Republic, the Border Community Development Agency, headed by Captain Junaid Abdullahi, reacted positively to some of the demands by the community. One of such demands is the construction of an international border market at Imeko, which the agency says will be ready for business transactions in the first quarter of year 2021.
We hope by March this project will take off, and God willing, 2 months after that, we hope to have a border market here fully functional.
We are the first contact when people are coming from Republic of Benin and when even they are going. So to see this place as Nigeria is all right when they are seeing things in border area, which is entry and exit to the nation.
The team had earlier met with some security chiefs at Idiroko. They had discussion on the agency's intervention in ensuring effective patrol of the border communities. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
And in Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma has stressed the need for Nigerians to take advantage of its unique diversities to promote actions that will foster peaceful coexistence. He made this known at a meeting with the governors of Kebbi and Jigawa states and other stakeholders held at the Government House, Owerri. Bright Ebecho reports.
Governor of Kebbi State and that of Jigawa, members of Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, and the President General Ohaneze Ndibo. They were all in Owerri to deliberate on the frequent clashes between farmers and herders across the southeast zone. Governor Hope Uzodinma, who outlined the economic damage of such crises to the country, says the importance of peace to the nation's growth and development cannot be overemphasized.
We must protect everybody who is in this place doing his business. Unless you're a thief or a criminal, that's the only way we can go after you. Otherwise, government has a responsibility to protect the lives and properties of our place.
Governors of Kebbi and Jigawa states appreciated Governor Uzodinma's efforts, promising to collaborate with him to ensure that peace is restored. The stakeholders at the meeting assured of their cooperation towards achieving the vision of a united Nigeria. In Owerri, Bright Ebuchu, NTA News.
Drug trafficker nabbed. This and more in Lagos with Adiola. Adiola, it's over to you.
Thank you, Yere. The zero-tolerance approach to drug trafficking and abuse adopted by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has led to the arrest of another suspect in possession of cocaine weighing 1.5 kilograms. The suspect was arrested en route Emirates Airline to Dubai. Bolade Salami reports.
In recent times, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrested a number of suspects involved in the trafficking of cocaine and heroin, weighing over 50 kilograms, with a street value of 30 billion naira. While the number of seizures and arrests seem to be on the increase, the airport command of the agency made its first outbound passenger arrest at the departure wing of the international airport during clearance of passengers on Emirates Airline with cocaine concealed at the bottom compartment of his traveling bag.
It's a new beginning. In the month of January, we have almost 57 kilograms of cocaine. That is something that is very substantial by any standard arrest made in an African airport. And the body language of the person that is at the helm of our affairs will determine what will happen. So the morale of the officers is very high, very, very high.
The suspect, during interrogation, denied knowledge of knowing cocaine was concealed in the bag.
A female friend of mine told me she would take me to Dubai, and she told me to come
with my clothes as she had a traveling bag to give me. I didn't know she kept cocaine at the bottom compartment of the bag.
The command re-echoed its resolve not to relent in its efforts at ensuring the nation's airport remains safe from all illicit substances. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Now let's talk about addressing incidents of articulated vehicles. The rate of accidents involving articulated vehicles and tankers is becoming alarming, with 2 new cases reported within the space of 12 hours in Lagos metropolis. The first involved a truck which offloaded 240 feet containers on a stationary car, and the second spilled its contents in a lone accident. In this report, Michael Olaleye examines efforts at addressing the ugly trend.
Despite several months of lockdown and restrictions of vehicular movement across the country last year, it is quite shocking to know that Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, responded to 1,024 emergency cases, in which 329 involved tankers and articulated vehicles. With activities in the year still finding its footing, tragedy struck at Anthony Inward Ikorodu, while the truck, in the process of navigating the slopey bend, accidentally offloaded 2 containers on a Toyota Camry car. Although no life was lost, but it is one of the many accidents involving trucks, which has consistently defied solution.
They are careless and reckless. And those people that are careless and reckless, we will prosecute them.
While I was still trying to imagine what could have happened if the car was occupied, I ran into yet another accident. Hassan Mohammed is the man behind the wheel, and the scenario surrounding this tanker spilling 44,000 liters of petrol further justifies the fact that there are human errors behind every accident.
I gave them all I have, but they were not satisfied by attempting to pull the steering from me, which resulted in the accident.
This is not the first time such will happen around the Gomo Link Bridge, but like the proverbial T-bone, members of task force have run out of ideas.
If you go call police come now, area was no fear police again, unless we serve come pursue them.
Indeed, the task before emergency response in Lagos is huge, as the need to avert devastating effects of these preventable accidents on lives and property continues to stare them in the faces. In Lagos, Michael Lane, NTA News.
Well, it's time for us to talk business now, and Abolade Salami is standing by. Over to you, Abolade.
Business news segment. South Korean Trade Minister Yo Mung Lee this Friday stepped down from the bid to become head of the World Trade Organization, clearing the way for Nigeria's Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala to become the global body first woman and first African Director General. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has been asked to endorse former Nigerian Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for the World Trade Organization top job. Dozens of former U.S. government officials have urged Biden to endorse Okonjo-Iweala after the Trump administration blocked her selection. The opposition altered the selection process because WTO decisions are made on the basis of a consensus of its members. Away from WTO now to the CBN ban on cryptocurrency. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed all deposit money banks, non-bank financial institutions, other financial institutions, and members of the public to desist from any form of cryptocurrency transactions. The Apex Bank, in a statement signed by the Director of Banking Supervision, Bello Hassan, called on deposit money banks to identify persons or entities transacting or operating cryptocurrency exchange within their systems and ensure such accounts are closed. Over now to the Nigerian stock market. The market recorded a loss at the close of trade, depreciating by 0.08%. Details in this report. The Nigerian capital market recorded a loss to keep the all-share index at the 41,000 psychological line, with a volume of shares traded at 482 million, valued at 5.5 billion naira, which exchanged hands in 5,988 deals, and a market capitalization of 21.8 trillion naira. Guarantee, NNFM, and livestock all post gains, appreciating by 9.09%, 9.77%, and 3.91%, while Dangote Sugar, WAPCO, and Total declined in figures by 4.76%, 3.62%, and 0.70%. Sell pressure affected most sectors, as only NSE Banking recorded profit, gaining 1.36%, while consumer goods, industrial, insurance, and oil and gas all declined in figures by 0.97%, 0.26%, 1.03%, and 0.13%. And that does it on business news. The news will continue from Abuja after this short commercial break. Please do stay with us.
Customer, link your Airtel number to your national identification number today. Here are easy ways you can do it. Dial *121*1# on your Airtel line and follow the prompts on the screen. Type in your 11-digit government-approved NIN number. You will receive a confirmation message to confirm your entry. You can also visit www.airtel.com.ng/NIN to link your phone number to your NIN. If you do not know your NIN, simply dial *346# to get it. No stress, no wahala.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Bye. Bye.
Don't worry, dear. I'll take care of it. How do you manage to keep your fabric so white? Wow! And how do you manage to keep your house this clean?
I always use Hypo to make our white clothes whiter and to keep our home clean and germ-free.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your home free of illness causing viruses and germs with the disinfecting power of Hypo Bleach.
JJ has always been my father's hero. So this year, I wanted to do something really special. If I could just talk to JJ, I'm sure he would remember Dad. Mom says never give up. Hello JJ, it's me Victor. My dad's birthday is coming up soon and I want to surprise him. And she was right. I've been looking for you everywhere. Please help me.
Hi Samuel, happy birthday, it's JJ. Happy birthday to my man.
My dad is my hero, but now JJ is too.
Glow, the best data plans in town. Find your first. Dial *777#. Glow.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go.
Yeah.
From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
This is the Wilson family last week. This is the Wilson family this week. What's changed? What? The Wilson family got maximum entertainment for less, and now they're closer than ever. Your family can be too.
How does this work?
With world-class international channels that put the quality back in your quality time.
That's what I'm talking about.
GoTV Max will bring you and your family closer in no time. So upgrade to GoTV Max for only 2,999 naira today. Make una enjoy. GoTV. Love it.
Arsenal will seek revenge against Aston Villa after their loss to their opponents at the Emirates Stadium last time out. Will they succeed, or will Villa do the double over the Gunners this season? Find out this Saturday when Aston Villa welcome Arsenal to Villa Park on the Premier League Live, showing on the NTA network from 1 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Axis Bank, Papai Jebu, Lipton, and Close Up, in association with Gold.com.
Glad to have you back. Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Buboye Oyeyemi, has warned officers and men of the Corps on the full enforcement of the COVID-19 Health Protection Regulation 2021, as motorists and officers who flout or neglect the directive will be handed over to the disciplinary body of the Corps. The Corps Marshal said this at a meeting with zonal commanding officers of the Corps in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has details.
On the 27th of January 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Coronavirus Health Protection Regulations 2021 into law in order to cap the continuous spread of the coronavirus. This informed this strategic meeting of the FRSC. The Corps intends to ensure full enforcement and compliance by road users, which implies that they must wear face masks, maintain physical and social distance in vehicles, as well as sanitize materials used by transporters and passengers.
Builds on us on the highways and at the motor parks to do daily surveillance and ensure that the compliance is there. And if the compliance is having crisis, then we activate to the next level in terms of prosecution.
In strategizing towards immediate reduction of road traffic crashes and fatalities, the Corps Marshal charged officers to maximally utilize mobile courts across the country by making more arrests of culprits engaged in overspeeding and overloading.
You have seen now that we started taking some drivers, some motorists to the mobile courts. We are going to combine mobile courts with this and the magistrate courts. I must commend the chief judges nationwide.
Road users were, however, warned not to be caught on the wrong side of the law, as no one will be spared if found guilty, while reminding them that the second wave of COVID-19 is more dangerous than the first. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
And still on COVID-19, children are the worst hit during crisis, conflicts and pandemics due to their vulnerability and dependence for living. Paul Abel reports that the Cross River State government is addressing the welfare of severely malnourished children impacted by COVID-19 in some communities, especially where some parents lost their means of livelihood due to the economic downturn occasioned by the pandemic.
This is the case of a mother, Imabong Sunday Udo, residing at Ekorepo community, whose baby is more than 2 years old but unable to work, and she cannot also afford to visit the hospital. Imabong's plea is eliciting attention and possibly others in her category from the Cross River State government, as the chairman COVID-19 task force and commissioner for health in the state is visiting communities as part of its monthly community assessment to check children, their nutritional status, immunization cards, as well as that of pregnant women.
Children who are suffering from marasmus, marasmic kwashiorkor, and several others have been picked up from the community. Most of those kids are both 2 years old, but they are unable to sit, not to even talk of working or talk, or their cognitive reasoning zero, cognitive development, mental development. It's almost not happening because of the severe malnourishment that they do have.
The state COVID-19 chairman emphasizes that the state government has a lot to do in order to meet the needs of many families passing through severe malnutrition in their communities. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
In other news, it takes a lot of courage and commitment to create contents that make impact in the lives of people. While many may have given up on their dreams, some took up the challenge to see the journey through. An author, Francis Ogbe, amidst all odds, launches 2 books to further add value on the lives of many. Abdul Malik Hassan reports.
I unveil these 2 very important books, Catch them Young and Rivalry of Supremacy to the Glory of God.
Authors like William Shakespeare, Martin Luther King Jr.,
Wole Soyinka, Chinua Achebe, among other writers, have impacted on the society through their positive writings. Just like these authors, Francis Abba Ogbe, author of Catch Them Young and Rivalry of Supremacy, writes to do same.
Enough of complaining about the problems in the country. Let me start providing in my own little way what I think is the solution. I've already identified this issue with the youth, and I said no. There is the need for us to address the issues of the youth, and that was how I came about with Catch Them Young.
Already, these students, Divine Inserim and Miracle Ekeke, are inspired by books of the author.
The book is a good book.
What is the meaning of life? Life is mysterious.
Guests at the public presentation of the books not only acknowledged the work of the writer, but also urged Nigerians to imbibe reading culture.
By writing books, we are awakening the sleeping culture in all of us. That is the first step. The next step is for people to get hold of these books and read them.
Comments seems to be already inspiring. Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
Governor Otom lauds President Buhari's compulsory face mask executive order. We now join Fatima for details of this story.
Good evening and welcome to Makurdi. The renovation work on the government house facilities in Makurdi is to be completed within 1 month. Governor Samuel Otom disclosed this when he inspected the level of work done by the contractors. Charles Abba reports.
The contract for the renovation of Government House facility was awarded by the Benue State government following its dilapidation. Governor Samuel Otom, who expressed satisfaction with the level of work done by the contractors, indicated that there is still additional works to be done, for which more fund has been approved to ensure timely completion to enable him to get back to office.
I've been operating from my house and it's not conducive enough. On these days of COVID-19, social distancing and all that, can't be operating my office from my house where my family is and all that. You don't know who is visiting.
The governor maintained that Government House is the window to the state and deserves befitting outlook.
This is where you receive people who are coming in, and first impression matters. You have investors, foreigners, and other stakeholders coming into the state, and this is the first port of call.
He emphasized proper maintenance of public property as demonstrated by the state government in the restructuring of the Aparaku Lodge, which now has 23 conducive self-contained rooms to accommodate guests. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
In enhancing COVID-19 precautionary measures, Governor Samuel Otom says compulsory wearing of face masks by people while associating is the way to go. The governor stated this in reaction to Mr. President's executive order making wearing of face masks compulsory in public places. Charles Abba again completes the report.
It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari recently made wearing of face masks by people compulsory in public places. The president did this through an executive order as a measure to mitigate the adverse effects of the second wave of COVID-19. In addition, defaulters are to face the consequence of 6 months jail term or an optional fine, which is being implemented in the FCT and Lagos. Reacting, Governor Samuel Otom commended the initiative and encouraged Benue people to wear face masks in addition to other preventive measures.
You see me wearing it. Everybody in Benue State should wear face masks. We should continue to encourage them. Those who don't have and those of us that have, we can share it with them.
Chairman, COVID-19 Action Committee and Deputy Governor Benson Abonu, who corroborated the governor's submission, however, said that for arrest and prosecution of defaulters, he would seek clarifications from relevant authorities.
Implement this to make it mandatory. We need to study it to know what law we are talking about. Is it the Quarantine Act? And if so, does it affect every unit?
of the federating structure of Nigeria.
The Deputy Governor added that prevention of the virus through non-pharmaceutical means is more important in dealing with the pandemic. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Makudi. The news continues in Abuja after this break.
Thank you, Fatima. But that break will have to wait. Let's join our sports desk now for sports news.
Welcome to Sports Update. I am Tamara Eviwe. Hostilities continue in the Nigeria Professional Football League with match day 9 pairings this weekend. Live on the NTA network are Eyimba versus Plateau United at the Aba Township Stadium on Saturday.
I expect to see quality of game, and with the way the NPFL has been since match day 1 to match day 8 due to the TV, it will actually tell us on what our players can deliver when it comes to the football scene.
On Sunday, Dakada FC lock horns with Abia Warriors at 4 p.m., while Rivers United do battle with Nasarawa United at the Adokie Amir Simaka Stadium. NTA Sports 24 will show the matches between Akwa United and Katsina United at 6 p.m. on Sunday, while FC Fanyuba and Kano Pillars will be aired at 6:30 on Monday. Still on football, all is set for the final of the Championship of African Nations CHAN, as defending champions Morocco square up against Mali in Yaoundé on Sunday. Morocco is the first nation to reach successive finals in the championship. Morocco defeated host Cameroon 4-0 in the semi-final on Wednesday. In the Premier League, Arsenal hope to return to winning ways as they face Aston Villa on Saturday at Villa Park, with the match live on NTA at 1 p.m. Manchester United do battle with Everton, with Liverpool up against Manchester City on Sunday. Finally, in tennis, barely 48 hours to the 7-off of the Australian Open, former world number 1 Serena Williams withdraws from the Yarra Valley Classic semi-final against world number 1 Ashley Barty, an Australian Open warm-up event with a right shoulder injury. And that's Sports Update. I am Tamara Ebiwe.
Many thanks, Tamara, for that update. And that's Network News tonight. Many thanks for watching. And please remember, speak up, take action, and let's put an end to rape. I'm Ian Ray John. Good night.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
There is a lot of fake news and report circulating, especially on social media, on the coronavirus. Do not believe or partake in the spread of these fake reports. If it is not on the official website or news from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, disregard such report. Only together can we beat this virus. Only together can we overcome this pandemic. Follow the instructions and guidelines provided to combat this virus. Most importantly, stay at home. Self-isolate, regardless of your status. The virus doesn't move unless we move. Let us work together to better Nigeria. Together, we can do this. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
This is the network service of the NTA.
My dear party members, there comes a time when all good people must not only speak, but rise up and get involved in the task of improving their society. The need has never been greater than now for all Nigerians to actively contribute to the all-important task of nation building by bringing about good leadership and governance. For most citizens, their greatest weapon is their vote. Register now for your party and register when the time comes for elections. Political parties are the main vehicles under our laws through which citizens can participate in the ideals and practices of our democracy. As we have seen happening around the world, good citizens join political parties and use them to bring about the changes they desire. I am therefore endorsing the nationwide membership registration and the revalidation exercise embarked upon by our party, the All Progressive Congress. I call on patriotic Nigerians to come out during the exercise, which starts on the 25th of January, and avail themselves of the opportunity to join the APC. Thank you, and may God bless our country.
The broadcast media ecosystem is dynamic and requires continuous training for practitioners to perform optimally. NTA TV College Jos invites relevant officers to the following specially packaged training programs. Intermediate online news reporting skills. Date 1st March to 12th March 2021. 2 weeks. Studio lighting indoor and outdoor. Date 1st March to 5th March 2021. 1 week. Modern trends in broadcast media marketing. Date 15th March to 9th April 2021. 4 weeks. Understanding public service rules and mastering the art of standard minute writing, reports, memoranda, and briefs. Date 15th February to 12th March 2021. 4 weeks. The course fee for the 4-week courses is 100,000 naira per participant. The fee for the 2-week course is 80,000 naira, while the course fee for the 1-week course is 40,000 naira only. Accommodation inclusive. Venue for all the courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
Arsenal will seek revenge against Aston Villa after their